Chat Man Friday,
A podcast for Maine in North and West Melbourne. Chatman Friday.
Chatman Friday.
Welcome to another episode of Chatman Friday. As usual, me Saeed with Usman.
I'm
hosting
very happy
this
to be back
episode.
again with you, my friend, and maybe
Yes.
today we are having a great guest.
Yes, of
we are
course.
having Shane, and he's gonna tell us a lot of things that
I know, yeah.
he has a very rich life, and
Yes, of course.
many people might be very much interested to hear his
That's right.
story and tell us about what we have, what can we learn, and what can
Mm-hmm.
young people learn, and definitely this give him a lot of wisdom that
Yes, of course.
we'd like to thank him that he's sharing that wisdom with us.
Yes, we have a lot of talks in this half an hour episode with Shane. So first of all, very welcome, Shane, to this
Thank
podcast.
you very much. My first podcast, and
Yeah.
it's very good to be here.
Thank you very much. So Shane, tell us a little bit details, not very brief answer about how you see the life, how hardness you experience, what are the things you experience in the life, you know?
And who's
Yep,
Shane?
yep.
Who's Shane?
Yeah,
Everyone would like to know you.
Well, the whole irony of this situation is my surname is actually Guest.
Oh,
So let's not let that point get lost here.
oh, that's interesting. So you're a guest.
I was born for this position. I was literally born for this position.
You're our guest, Mr. Guest.
I guess that.
Yes, Guest is
We didn't know that. That's right. That's a good
It
thing.
only just occurred to me then.
Oh, that's
So
right.
our
that's right.
guest, can you let us know a little bit about our guest?
Yep. I'm Shane. I'm 51. I'm currently living in Elizabeth Street. I've just got been given a studio apartment there. I've probably been there for about 3 months now. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely having a ball there. I had to go through quite a few processes to actually be able to get my own place. I couldn't afford to do it myself. So the only way that I saw that was feasible to do it was through Flagstaff crisis accommodation. Basically, they sort of prepare you to be able to go into your own place and to be able to hopefully manage it successfully. And I went through and jumped through all the hoops and bought them all donuts and that. And next thing I know, I've got my own place.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm happy that you are, and maybe that was a good chance for me to meet you over there. And it's a great pleasure to be meeting you. And actually, I was very much privileged to be meeting a person like you who have a lot of vision towards from his past experience, from his childhood, from his youth life, and through the different challenges and traumas that he has passed by. Yeah. Maybe you can, if you would like to share some of that with us, then it will be really great.
I guess I was an only child for 7 years, and my parents were really young when they had me. They were basically kids themselves, so they were just basically doing kid stuff and arguing with each other and that. So I pretty much was just left on my own, just to sort of entertain myself and keep myself amused and that. When I was 7, my parents had my 2 sisters. By this time, they figured that they actually understood what good parenting was and thought that they would start applying that. The only problem is that didn't apply to me. That was just my sisters, basically. So I grew up watching my sisters get basically spoiled rotten, bought presents, all that, and I was never given anything.
Yeah. This
So I guess I was
hard,
brought up with the mentality of don't argue, but basically just accept it, sort of thing. So I guess I did until I started to get older and I started to become a teenager and I started to understand the situation more, and I started to get quite angry about it, and sort of it didn't have a good effect on me. It ended up leading me to heroin addiction when I was 19, because that was the only peace that I could get from the constant feeling of anger within myself towards how I've been treated so far. And at the time, it's like, you think heroin addiction is a great idea, but it really isn't. And that doesn't take long at all before it gets totally out of control. And if you've never had an addiction before, you think you can handle addiction. You can't. Trust me, it cannot be done. Especially a drug like that. It took me quite a while to get myself totally off it. Probably about 10 years. Probably about 10 years in total. But I went on to the methadone program. And did it all through those channels, and I ended up getting myself off it eventually. But I think a big part of staying away from hard drugs is that you have to generally not have an interest in it anymore. Like that's the only way you can be successful, is if it just doesn't interest you anymore. And how you get to that point, well, that's different for everybody, but that's the point that you need to get to in order to facilitate any kind of lasting change, I guess.
Well, it'll be a very challenge, and I hope that many people will listen to what you are saying. And it's a very strong, you're showing a lot of strength to be here and speaking about that as a person. And I hope that many people who are going through addiction to try to reach to the point that they say enough is enough, the same way that you have done.
And you have to have something to replace. Like if you take drugs out of your life, you have to have something to replace.
Yes, of course, that's important.
Because if there's still that hole there, then the hole's a hole, and you're going to fall in it. You need to find something that you care about, that you enjoy doing enough to give you as much distraction as you can, as possible, I guess. Probably.
So what was that something for you?
What was that? That's a good question. I don't know. I just felt that I was better than that, and I could be better than that, and I just wasn't there yet.
I think that's a very strong message. I hope everyone who's listening through this podcast, they need to think about they are better than that.
Yeah. I was just like, I am treating myself so ridiculously terrible.
You are better than that.
Shane, you experienced a very tough time while you're a kid and a teenager. Yeah. Do you have a piece of advice to other parents who are listening to us at the moment, or to other teenagers at the moment? Any advice?
Yeah, probably actually. I always knew that I was different from other people. Like my brain worked differently. I thought differently. I never felt like I belonged with other people. Like I felt always just like an outcast. I actually once upon a time thought I was an alien. I thought I was sent here to observe people and learn as much about humans as I could, which I kind of did anyway, but it has nothing to do with aliens, thankfully.
So any advice to parents?
I guess what my point was that I knew there was something not right with me. My parents took me to counselling and all the psychologists and all the conventional methods for dealing with these things, and they couldn't spot anything wrong with me from that perspective. So basically, my parents were of the frame of mind, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just not particularly a good person. And I ended up finding way down the track that I was actually born on the autistic spectrum disorder, and I've actually been autistic my entire life, and I did not even know it. And once I actually found that out, everything in my life that never made sense, that I couldn't understand, all of a sudden made absolute perfect sense.
And that's one of the key things. I think that parents need to educate themselves about autism and the autistic spectrum, because what might seem very strange to you and about your kids might be actually an issue that they need some help from your side as a parent.
And the only reason I ended up finding out that I had it is because way further down the track, my parents had one other son, and he was born full autistic. Like they have to look after him for the rest of his life. And it was only because that they had a full autistic son that they thought, oh, hang on, this is you. You used to be like this when you were a kid.
We keep continue the chat. It's very interesting and helpful for many audience. They are listening to us at the moment. So, but we have a short break at the moment. So we will come back shortly and we keep continue.
Let's go for the
We will
break.
be here.
Yeah, we will
We will
be.
be here.
Sing Now Community Choir. Join music director Susie Kelly in this inclusive community choir for adults of all ages. The choir sings music from across the world and spanning many decades. No previous experience is required. For more info, call us at 9328 1126 or visit our website.
Yes, we are in Chatman Friday, me, Said, with Usman and with our lovely guest, Shane. So we have a lot of things to ask.
A lot of things to speak
The
about,
guest to
actually.
guest.
Yeah, guest to guest. Yeah, we are very happy to have you here, Shane. And
It's great to be here.
And yeah, we would like to hear more about you and all of these things that you have discovered that happened to you during childhood. But what after that? You are now 51 years old.
Yep.
A lot of things happened to you in your life.
Yep.
Can you share that with us?
Yep. Sure. When I was at the point that I was talking about last, when I had my heroin addiction, that was at the same time that I met the girl that I ended up marrying. We were only together for a couple of years, but we had a son together. Basically, her mum didn't like me because I was honest with her and told her that I was struggling with a heroin addiction because I was hoping that she would be able to help me and support me, but basically just use it as an excuse to throw me out of the house and tell the daughter you can't be with him, otherwise I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna cut you off, sort of thing, basically. So yeah,
That was so hard for you.
That was that
You experienced tough times after that.
That was something that took me a very, very long time to sort of to get my head around, because it wasn't actually anything that I had done per se to go, well, I mucked this up. It was just somebody thought that I wasn't the best person for that, so it was sort of taken away from me. So that took a long time to sort of to make peace with, I guess.
It's sad, yeah.
Yeah. And then
And so then I just sort of, I thought to my wife said that she wanted to take our son over to Singapore for 6 months because her mum was going over there for work. And I thought it was a great opportunity because I've never even been out of the country. So, the idea of my son going to another country and getting those experiences now, I thought that was a wonderful thing. So, of course, I said yes to them doing it. But the only problem is they weren't gone for 6 months. They ended up being gone for many years. And I lost contact with them for a very long time. And it was only because of a relationship I was in at the time that was basically the worst relationship I'd ever been in before. And at the point when I realised it was totally over, I went home. My brain literally shut down on the way home. Like I got on a tram and I woke up. I didn't even know where I was. Like my brain just like literally could not process what was going on. And when I got home, I just bought a new phone that day and I was setting it up. And I saw a message from my best friend from 20 years ago, like back when I was with my wife and had my son on that. And message just said, Shane, get back to me ASAP. There's some things you should know. And I was thinking, what could that be? Oh, maybe he's gotten together with my ex-wife and they want to tell me. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, I hadn't spoken to him for about 20 years, and I was in a pretty bad state. So I thought, well, that'll cheer me up. Talking to, ringing my best mate from 20 years ago, that should fix things up. And I was talking to him, he said he was still in contact with my wife, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. And I said, well, then you must still be in contact with my son then too. And he just stopped dead and he goes, are you being serious? I said, yeah, why? And there was this pause, and then he started to talk, and the next sentence that came out of his mouth was the most horrendous thing that anybody could ever really imagine. And as each individual word came out of his mouth, I had more of an idea of what he was going towards saying. And as each word came out, I was thinking, no, don't you dare say what I think you're going to say. And he just said, oh, man, I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, man, but your son's passed away. And life stopped at that moment. My very first thought was, I thought, I am dead. I am so dead. I am dead man walking. There is no way I have it in me to survive this. I am good as gone.
Sorry for reminding that.
No, that's okay. It's
sad experience again in this podcast. We didn't mean to go to that stages.
Yeah.
But life is sometimes too tough, too hard.
Yeah. I remember.
Yes. How did you manage those?
Well,
those
I remember like after the night that I found out. By the time the next morning had come around, I was still awake, and I remember so vividly. The sun was coming up, and the birds had started sort of chirping, the sort of morning menagerie sort of thing, and I thought, it's a new day. I thought, what I've felt between last night and today, I feel like I've just survived a war, like a bloody battle, and it's only been one night. Is the rest of my life going to be like this? That's what I was worried about. I felt like it was an accomplishment in just getting through the first night, and I was worried that's what every other night was going to be. But basically, I'd pretty much at the state of mind, my frame of mind was, I'm checking out. There's no reason for me to be here anymore. But then I thought to myself, well, I can't do that until I at least make some sort of documentation about my son and do something dedicated to him that will basically last forever. I thought I can't leave here without doing that first because I'd be a pretty shitty dad. So I decided that being a musician myself, I thought, okay, I will record an album dedicated to my son. That should suffice. And I was thinking, I thought to myself, no, it's got to be a double album. No, it has to be a double album now. Like any album can be an album. It has to be special. But in a way, I was deliberately sort of baiting myself to sort of create as much time and create as much distance as I could from the actual event itself.
So that dedication of your album, did it give you a bit of relief?
Yes and no. The first part of the album was, well, put it this way, I didn't even end up releasing it because it's very shaky. It's not very good.
In terms of sadness,
it's pretty messy. Yeah, it's pretty messy.
It's personal.
And as I was getting through the first album, when I got to the last song on the first album, I'd come up with this thing on the keyboard, and it was like really haunting, and it was really beautiful. And I thought, this is gonna be the last song I'm ever gonna make, because I don't think I have it in me to make it through, to get the second album done. I'm pretty sure I'm done here. And that's why that song was called Falling Off the Edge of the Universe, because that's exactly what I felt like I was about to do. I was about to take my last step off the edge of the universe into nothing.
Yeah. Is a piece of those musics from those albums is available now to just for a couple of minutes we put in this podcast? Will you share it with us?
Yeah, of course.
So
no problem.
Osman, let's listen for a minute or 30 seconds. A piece of music that you created in that album.
Sure.
That's right. Let's listen to that now.
Yeah.
And this was part of the falling off the edge of the universe instrumental.
Something that when I made it, I thought it was literally going to be the last piece of music that I would ever make.
We really like it. It's very emotional, and it can affect everyone. They can feel the feelings that you have already in that one.
Yeah.
And this will make us also go to the next part, which is part of your music.
Yeah.
So what's music for you?
Well, I've always because I didn't really. I guess maybe it's because of my ASD, but music is something that I've had a strong connection to. Like when I first fell in love with music when I was 6 years old, with the first cassette that I ever owned, Queen Greatest Hits, and I used to listen to that every day, pretty much, like as loud as possible on repeat, over and over and over again, because it felt like it took me away to another place. Like the song took me away to its place, and I wasn't where I was anymore, and because I wasn't very happy in general, being able to something that made me feel like I could escape and it could take me away from where I was a very powerful and useful thing at the time. As life went on, I discovered that randomly I was listening to a heavy metal radio show one night, and that they had played this band called the Dillinger Escape Plan. And it was basically, once upon a time I had this idea for what the ultimate band would be. And that was basically exactly what I heard from from this song. I said to my girlfriend at the time, I said, I think I might have just heard the best band in the world that I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I'll have to hear another song, but we'll see how we go. Mm-hmm. They played another song later on, and I was like, yep, no, absolutely, this is my thing. Like, I really feel this like more than anything else. So I went out and bought all the albums and that, and I used to listen to it on my headphones all the time. And I started to realize that whenever I was listening to their music, whatever it is that I was doing, I could do so much better. Their music allowed me to tap into this internal strength that I didn't even know that I had. And next thing I know, I'm doing everything way better than I ever could before. And it basically, you know, my connection with their music, through their music, I can pretty much, there isn't anything that I cannot do. And it actually, and through that, it made me feel empowered, like within myself, like I am not helpless. I can help myself. I can do everything for myself. I don't even know myself yet. And I'm still discovering that I have all of these traits that I used to wish that I had, but as far as I knew, I didn't have. And basically, I've got their logo tattooed on my arm.
We can see that.
Because that's basically my mantra in life. That is my idea is to live life like Dillinger plays music. Which is to the absolute extreme, like as better than anybody else.
Can you read it?
Can you read it? Yeah.
Yeah, the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Wow.
And that's sort of that. I got that tattoo because their music reminds me that I am my own god. Basically, I can control myself in any way, and if there's something, if I want to do something, if it's important enough to me, I have the strength to do it.
So what type of music do they play?
It's what they call mathcore. It's very ridiculously technical music. Technical, okay. Very ridiculously technical, changing time signatures every few bars. It is over the top. It is but in that, like the precision and just the attention to detail is unlike anything else. And it was really through that I actually discovered that myself and the person that I really was, as opposed to the person that I thought that I was, that the one that my parents told me that I was, and which turned out to be the exact opposite. And through that's essentially how I ended up getting through my son passing. Like initially, all of the strength that I'd learned from the band, I couldn't access anymore. So I pretty much just thought, well, I can't do that anymore. That is no longer a part of me. That's not something I have access to anymore.
And I heard that you like Queens and
Queen?
And Freddie Mercury.
My first cassette was Queen Greatest Hits. Well, they were on top of the world at the time. They were pretty much the best band in the world. But
we will rock you.
There was the music was just there was so many different dynamics and elements and colors and phases to it. It was the most richest tapestry of music I'd ever come across. And like to a 6-year-old kid, like Freddie Mercury's voice was actually extraordinarily masculine. I actually thought he was very masculine at the time, but well, he was, but that's not what the question is. To me, it was power. It came across as power.
And the level of energy that he has always. He used to control the stage. He can keep. I don't know, like around 20,000, 30,000 people just waiting for him to say something. And any move that he makes, the whole people just
follow,
do it. They follow. That kind of power
pretty much
has
the
never
first
been
person to ever be able to control, to have that sort of influence over an audience.
Wow. And what kind of instruments do you play?
I started off playing drums, mainly because I realized that drums was an instrument that you could learn without having a drum kit. Because my parents never had any money when I was a kid, so I took up drums because I could practice it without having a drum kit. I ended up getting one eventually, and it ended up getting stolen. And I was like, well, it's going to take me a while to save up for another kit. But I was staying with my nan at the time. She had a boarder living there, and he had an old classical Spanish guitar. And he said, "Oh, look, you can have this, and keep yourself amused while you're saving up for a new drum kit." I thought, not a problem. And I ended up sticking with it. Basically.
Right. The other thing, we heard that you use music, or better we say, you play music for charity purposes. What is that?
That was when I was younger than 18. I was staying in a youth refuge in Marrickville in Sydney at the time. It was a new place, and they had a different outlook for how these things should be done to other refuges. Like they used to have like a reward system. Like if you did chores, you basically gold star sort of thing. And at the end of the week, the people that had done the most could go out on outings, or motorbike riding, or off to the movies, or some sort of weekly reward for people that were willing to actually sort of put a bit of work in. And the priest that used to run the place, he was running the place purely on donations. So he was going out doing a lot of speeches to a lot of groups, trying to tell people what's going on and trying to generate interest and cash flow essentially. While I was there, I sort of I was always looking for other musicians, and I'd find as other kids come in, or I found some other kids that played other instruments, and we just used to sort of jam to things like Hotel California and all that stuff that you used to do once upon a time. And then it dawned on me. I thought, well, why don't we actually put like a youth refuge band together, and we can go out on these fundraising drives basically as a demonstration for the good work that is happening here, like an actual, these just aren't words. Here's the here's the proof, sort of thing. And that of course that idea was taken up with great interest, and we spent a lot of time going around and playing and sort of demonstrating.
So the music part is always very interesting. So you have gone beyond our time. So already 30 minutes gone, Usman.
I'm very much interested on that. I'm very much interested on that. Yeah.
Let's have another short break. Then we can have a couple of more minutes to just wrap up the dogs.
Sure. Definitely. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
This is North and West Melbourne Neighbourhood Centre, and we host programs and activities for locals. Visit us at nwmnc.org.au or call us at 9328 1126, or even better, come in person at 58 Errol Street, North Melbourne.
And we are back with this interesting episode, very emotional episode.
Part 3.
From yes, I really like it, from Chatman Friday. And we have Shane here with us, and he was speaking about his music, and sometimes people cannot find a connection between music and logic, and they say it's all about feelings. But you have your other side also, who's interested in computers, which is computers and music.
Very
How
logical
can you,
based.
very logical
versus
based,
logic.
and so that's very strange. What are computers for you? Why is that important for you, and how did you start it?
Well, I actually had an introduction to computers way earlier than most people. It was actually in the mid-'80s, even before PCs even existed. I used to go down to Caulfield Library, and they had a couple of computers there. They were called VIC-20s, which was the precursor to the Commodore 64. A lot of people would know what Commodore 64 is. But anyway, I used to be able to book them and play games on them for half an hour and that. And I'd sit there watching these kids playing these games, and I was fascinated by it, but I wasn't fascinated by what they were doing. I was fascinated behind why is this happening? How is this all happening? What's the mechanism behind it? That's what I want to find out about. So basically, I found the manual for the VIC-20 and basically put it out on permanent loan. I pretty much wrote out the entire book into a textbook with all the example programs in it and that. And yeah, I learned everything that was in there. Wow. The thing that gave me such a drive and an interest towards that is up until that point in my life, I'd been constantly disappointed. Like whenever my parents told me there was something to look forward to or something good was about to happen, every single time it never happened. So I didn't have any trust for anybody. Like I didn't even trust my parents. I had no trust whatsoever. Because to me they were just totally unreliable and just could not be relied on. But then once I discovered computers, I discovered that there's a pure logic behind it that is exact. You tell it to do something, it is going to respond exactly the same every single time without fail. This is something that you can actually rely on, that it's going to do what it's going to do, what it says.
What's an
It
emotional
means
way?
a lot, yeah. It means
It's an emotional way of looking at
yes,
computers.
of course.
Actually, to create emotions with computer, that
Yes.
the reliability, you can trust them because they can.
Honestly,
every time that you ask them, they do what you're asking. them.
Honestly,
They
I
are honest.
just noticed that now.
That's
when
like
you told that.
it's a contradiction.
Yes.
Yet again. That's right. That's
That
a
was
good point.
interesting.
And maybe that's
Yeah.
why people, they feel so much attached to
That's why, yeah.
computers and so on. Although that you say, then we are not going to find jobs and so on. But actually, computers are reliable.
It's the reliability.
Yeah.
That's
right.
that's a great point. That's a really
Yeah,
great point.
so thank you, Shane. Thanks a lot for your coming and for your time to,
No problem. It's an absolute pleasure.
give
It
to
was
us.
fun. It's great
to
fun.
this
Thank you.
episode.
Chat Man Friday.
A podcast for Maine in North and West Melbourne. Chatman Friday.